Hello, I'm back. Don't worry, I will always be back. Also, before I get into the topic, which I know a lot of you are interested in, I changed up my room a lot. I reorganized. We got the 500 subscribers, so again, that means manga collection video, obviously. So that will come out very soon. But usually when a manga collection video happens, I like to redo my room, and that is what I did. So a lot of stuff has been changed around, and I think this is how I'm going to do it for a while until we either get to 600 or 700 or even 1,000, maybe get to 1,000 and I'll change it up and I'll do a mega manga video. But today, besides that, today I wanted to talk about these compact comic books. So basically, if you didn't know, DC is coming out with these comic book inspired layouts kind of from manga. I have two of them, the only two that have come out. I think they're called Compact Comics. I have Watchmen and the Batman, The Court of Owls. Now, I am a huge comic book fan. I'm a huge DC fan. Not a very big Marvel fan, but I'm a DC fan to heart. I love DC. And if you haven't seen, it was a video I made a while ago about me talking about my comic book collection. I am a huge fan of The Flash. But I only collected comics. I never read them. I don't think there was a single time I take the comic out of the page and start reading. I only collected them. I put them in, my box or whatever, and they would just stay in there all day, all night. That's how I did it, and I loved it. I still love it to this day. I don't do it anymore, but I still look back on it and have great memories. But I was always interested in reading them. And one of my biggest complaints with comics was there's no easy way to read it. If you want to read comic books, first off, a single issue of a comic book is way too expensive to read. It's like $5 for a single issue, which is like one chapter in a manga, and usually manga have 8 or 9 chapters for $10. So if you're doing the math, it's like $50 for a single volume like this, if we were to combine it like that. Now, but DC and Marvel both have made these omnibuses, kind of like these, but they're much more bigger, they're thicker, they're longer, you can see the pages better, they're huge. I wanted to read them, but it does not fit on my shelves whatsoever. It literally cannot fit on my shelf. It just can't. So I said, you know what, I give up. I'm just not going to read comics. Until I saw on Twitter, thank you Omnibus Collector, he retweeted this out, that DC is coming out with these compact collections. This is just the entire story of a character, entire run of a certain character, compacted into a single volume for $10. That's it. Manga's gone up to like $12. These are just $10. And I don't know if you can see that, they're fully colored. There's no black and white shit. So I went immediately, I'm going to buy these. I bought them. Now, what I want to talk about today, I know, 3-minute intro. What I want to talk about today, and I hope that we can discuss in the comments, like a lot of my other videos, is this a step forward into comic books? Like, how will this shape the future of just comic books in general? In my opinion, I have my pros and I have my cons of this edition. One, I love the manga style. I love having a book in my hand that is paperback, that is flip-floppy, I can read, I don't have to worry about the condition. I love that. This is like my favorite way to read graphic novels in general. Second favorite is probably like a hardcover, like Fist of the North Star is a hardcover. I can't really move it around as much, but it's fun. I like it. It's an enjoyable way to read graphic novels and just books in general. Oh crap. Okay, there we go. But I always loved this style. It's the reason I could never get into digital manga. I tried, and the only manga I was ever able to read digitally was Blue Lock. But Blue Lock is just fantastic to me. So I didn't really care about that anyway. But one big reason I can never get into digital is because I just love that feeling of having the manga in my hands and me being able to twist through the pages and see what's happening, and me being surprised. Oh, I turn the page and boom, a character's head is sliced off or some shit. Something crazy happens. It's a huge double page spread of something. I love that feeling. It's one of my favorite feelings in manga. And I could never get that with DC, because my best way to read DC Comics, like I told you, because the omnibuses didn't fit on my shelves, was to either buy the expensive ass comics that they already sell, or to read it online. And I hate reading shit online. So these, for me, for a manga fan that loves like the manga shape and the manga feel, these are perfect for me. These are literally built for me. I mean, I cannot wait to get into these. Now, I do have my gripes. One, they look kind of basic. I'm going to be honest. I kind of wish the covers and the spines, I mean, this is what the spines look like. This is what the covers look like. This is what the backs look like. I mean, I get it. You want to keep things consistent, but I wish each story felt individual. Like, I've seen some of the covers of the other series they're going to do, and I wish those covers felt more intertwined with the story. Like here, this cover just feels like, oh, the basic font and whatever of the style they're using, and then like a picture of the story. Cover is not original at all. Same thing with Watchmen. I get that's how comics do. That's just a con I have. Another con I have is I hope, it's not really a con, it's just something I kind of wish, or I hope that they do, is they don't make these things big. Like, as you can see, this is a thick volume. That volume is kind of thick right there. This one isn't as thick. This one's pretty skinny, but this one is a lot thicker. And I hope if they ever make long-running series into these editions, that they split them up into multiple volumes, like manga does. Because the worst feeling is getting a single book that is fucking huge that you try to read in one day. That is like the worst feeling in manga. I would rather have it span multiple volumes so I can get one book, read through it quickly, fucking kill that shit immediately, and just get through it. I also just want to talk about the future of comics. Now, again, these are fantastic for me. I'm probably going to buy all the new ones. I think a Superman one's coming out, and a Green Lantern, and a Wonder Woman. There's a bunch more coming out, I think, next month, too. And I'm going to be reading more of these and buying more of them. But I want to actually ask, do you think this will get people who are into manga into comics? I think it will. I honestly think it will. I think this is definitely going to help. Again, you've probably heard Marvel is thriving and companies like DC and Marvel are struggling. Like, I'm pretty sure Demon Slayer alone beat out all of DC and Marvel, like, in 2020 or something. Like, it was insane. That's one manga series. Like, don't count all of manga. That would be insane. Now, don't even count all of Viz. Viz Media would kill these two. But, I mean, I'm just joking. But, again, nobody... I don't want to say nobody buys comics anymore, but you do see a lot less comic books happening now. I mean, again, I bought these at my Barnes & Noble. I went to Barnes & Noble. There was one shelf of graphic comics or graphic novels, and that's just graphic novels. That's not even just DC and Marvel, like superhero. That's graphic novels. And like 5 huge shelves of straight manga and like light novels, obviously. But like comic books are not successful anymore. They're not very big. They're just not very popular anymore. And I think this style of creating comics could reignite it. I honestly do believe that. Again, I do hope that it does become a little bit more similar to manga. Again, I'm a manga reader. I'm a manga apologist. Like, I'm going to want stuff that's related to the things that I like, obviously. And I don't want to disappoint or like anger comic book fans where they're like, oh, well, now you're just pleading to the manga fans, like, obviously that's not the way to go, but I do hope they start making more strides into it being more accessible and stuff like this. Like, this is incredibly cheap too, like $10 for for both of these. I mean, not $10 for both of these, but $20 for both of these. Like, Jesus Christ, these things are cheap. Now, I also have a bunch of manga I want to show off just for size and just to show what it looks like. I have Hunter x Hunter here. I'm just going to take Batman Court Owls. It is a big volume. Like, just look at the size comparison. I think it's more similar, let me drop that, to a Hell's Paradise volume. The height is around the same, and the length is not around the same. I think Batman is a bit, oh no, the length is the same. So yeah, these are kind of similar to the Hell's Paradise volumes. And then again, let me show off Vagamon. Like this, Vagamon is a lot bigger. Maybe not a lot bigger, but it's definitely bigger than like these DC compact comics. But I do honestly believe that this will help DC going forward. And I'll probably, if you guys care enough, I'll probably cover more comics in the future. Like, don't be surprised if in a couple months, one of these two or other comics show up on reading logs. You know, like, just don't be surprised about that. I'm gonna read it. I'll just combine it because I combine Manhwa too, so it's around the same thing. So yeah, that's all I have to say. Make sure in the comments below to put your opinion about comics, whether you like or dislike comics. Just your like, are you gonna pick these up? I mean, most of you probably won't, but are you gonna pick these up? Are you interested? You know, I do want these to succeed. I really do want these to succeed because this is the best way for me to read at least DC comics. Maybe Marvel will do like something similar as well, and I'll be able to read their stuff too. So yeah, manga collection video coming out soon. I'll see you. Goodbye.